Yeah.
Hey everyone, back again with another movie review. Today, as promised, I am bringing my review for the latest from director, writer, Emma Seligman, Bottoms, starring Rachel Sennott, Edebiri, Ruby Cruz, Havana Roseliu, Kaya Gerber, Nicholas Galitzine, Miles Fowler, Marshawn, Lynch, and many others. And this story follows two unpopular lesbian girls in their senior class who try to start a women's fight club to be able to garner the attention of the cheerleaders they are seeking after the most. I mean, come on. A tale as old as time, right? Just the concept of this film alone intrigued me, on top of the fact that this really was toted up to be the next coming-of-age high school comedy classic like Superbad, or in the vein of Booksmart. And so I was naturally very excited about this, especially after seeing Shiva Baby, which I thought was a really, really splendid debut film. And Rachel Sennott can just do no wrong from an acting standpoint. And what an awesome debut for her as well from an acting side of things. And I was intrigued because she was also writing this with Emma Seligman. And obviously the two of them and Edebiri had gone to NYU together and kind of formed like this posse, if you will, this creative force to be reckoned with, perhaps. And so I was really excited seeing the reviews for this film, and I'll be honest, I was pretty disappointed. Because look, I felt a very similar way about this as I did Barbie, and I hate the fact that it's like these movies that are like super, empowering feminist films end up the ones that I'm not enjoying, and I feel really bad about it because it isn't even what this film is talking about. I think what turned me off from this film was the style of humor, the improv that just goes on forever and feels like, it really felt like for a lot of the movie I was watching a college improv class, and not the good kind of improv, because I get the world is very, very over the top, and it took me a while to buy into that, but as the movie went along, I was like, okay, like, this is supposed to be ridiculous. Adults shouldn't be acting this way, but in this world they do. Everything is so exaggerated to the umpteenth degree that, that's the tone that Seligman was going for. And I appreciate that, especially, certain decisions that were made, and where this film went by the end. I was really, really kind of shocked by and kind of give a lot of props to, because it takes a lot of balls to do something like that and still be able to not sink the entire film. But I think the humor in this film almost sinks it at many, many points. It's very hit or miss. But at the same time, I think quite a few of the jokes are hysterical. So it wasn't like the whole movie I was cringing my way through it or anything like that. I just didn't love this film like a lot of other people did. But let me just say, I think the reason I enjoy this film at all, despite, it follows all the cliches of many movies we've seen before in this genre and otherwise, and I think what really kept me anchored into this film were the performances primarily, and also the character writing, because I think even though I might not be a fan of the style of comedy here, I think the writing for these characters is really, really solid, especially for Edebiri's character, who, I will be honest, I don't think she's as amazing as a lot of people are saying she is. I think it takes a while for me to really settle into her in this film, but by the end, she was the character I latched onto the most, and she had some really, really great moments of acting here and there throughout the film that really, as I said, anchored me into this movie. And as I said, Rachel Sennott, she can do no wrong. Yet again, an absolute comedic force to be reckoned with. I think the standout in this film, but also Ruby Cruz, who I think really is a very, very integral part in the film. And I think that she comes off as the most humane, the most natural of the entire cast. And really, I can't wait to see her in more movies coming in the near future. And also Miles Fowler, he kind of plays one of the football guys on the team, who's kind of the right-hand man of Jeff, who's like the one that everybody's like fawning over. And he's played by Nicholas Galitzine, and he's fun in the movie. Definitely very exaggerated, like I said. And I just think, you know, there's some scenes with him that prove my point when it comes to the improv, why it doesn't work. Because there's like a scene where he's trying to prove something, or he's trying to disprove something, and then just reacting on instinct, he lets the cat out of the bag. And I'm just like, that kind of humor, really, it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to, like, I get he's supposed to be a stupid character, but come on, like, what are you doing with this? That's not how it should play, naturally speaking, in any kind of like real world context. Even if this world is exaggerated, stuff like that really kind of bring the movie down. But I still, you know, I enjoyed his presence in this, and he was a very, very funny on-screen character. But yeah, Miles Fowler, he's, every scene he's in, just the way he's so controlled with his dialogue, he kind of puts on this facade every time he walks on the screen, and just, yet again, his comedic timing is just incredible. And I think he has some of the best lines in the movie that will be quotables in years to come. And I will give that movie this. Like, some people are saying, oh, this is going to be a all-time quotable comedy classic. I don't feel that way, but there's certainly moments in this movie that really stand out to me, especially from Marshawn Lynch, who I was extremely impressed by throughout the entirety of this film. Yet again, you know, the improv, you know, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I think with what he's given, he really brings a lot out of his character. And Marshawn Lynch kind of plays like the teacher who's kind of very like laissez-faire, and who kind of ends up supporting and sponsoring their fight club, so-called, for the school. And yeah, I mean, he really has some of the best jokes in the movie, and I think one of the most entertaining presences throughout the entire thing. But as I said, besides this film working from a character standpoint, and I think it does feel very empowering. You know, it really does feel like a liberated take on a very masculine genre, which I did appreciate about this film. But I think another thing that really works is the fights themselves, which this film gets violent, and it is not afraid to. Like, it's so over the top, but at the same time, it still feels very gritty, and it feels like these girls can actually get hurt themselves, which I really appreciated, because in any other movie they could have shied away from that, but no. Seligman goes all the way in on this, and I certainly appreciated the film that much more because of it. And it's just so wacky and bizarre that you really kind of have to respect it in a lot of ways, even though I understand if anyone did not enjoy this film, because as I said, the humor really will test your mileage when it comes to watching this movie, and it tested me a little bit and really prevented me from loving this film. But at the end of the day, I really appreciated just how bonkers this was. As I said, maybe a little bit too much. And also, this has like one of the best Avril Lavigne needle drops of all time. Pretty incredible. I won't say too much more when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, even if you're not as big on a lot of the decisions that were made in the writing or the lack thereof, I really do think that there's a lot to admire on display in this film. I just wish that I could have loved it as much as everyone else, because I don't think it's one of the best movies of the year, and I do think it's a bit overrated, especially compared to Shiva Baby, which really was such a promising start to Seligman's career. Regardless, I'm still excited to see what she does next, and I appreciate that she is a filmmaker who's taking bold risks like this in this genre. And yeah, I mean, on that note, I'm going to give Bottoms a 6.5 out of 10. Go see it if you want to. I hope it's successful in some way, because I think comedies like this aren't really made anymore, you could say. And also, I don't think I've seen a comedy quite like this, whether it works for you 100% or not. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on Bottoms. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? Sorry, I didn't mean to do a Fantano thing there. But really, I'd love to hear what you think about this movie, because I think that this film is going to be a bit more divisive on audience than originally envisioned. So yeah, guys, if you like what you're seeing here, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. More movie reviews coming down the line, especially with TIFF right on the horizon. You're going to be seeing reviews right from the festival, right from Toronto, Ontario, and yeah, I can't wait to get into all of the amazing movies that are going to be playing at that festival, and more movie reviews to come even before that, perhaps. So yeah, stay on the lookout, guys, and as always, you have yourselves a good one.